We're live! Hello, everybody! Welcome to Wildcat Comics, your new favorite. Freeze! Wow. Anyway, hello, everybody. I am Carla Tornilli, the artist and creator of the Grim Reaper series, and now I introduce you, John Gallagher, my husband and the very talented writer and creator of the Grim Reaper series. How are you, baby?
Great. Happy to be here. Shout out to everybody in the chat and everybody who's been following us on YouTube and on Twitter and everything. Really appreciate you guys, and let's make this channel grow.
Yeah. So yeah, guys. So I think that last night I finished Raging Golden Eagle fan art that I'm gonna be coloring today with you. Let me know if you can see the screen. Let me know if you can see the screen. I'm gonna start coloring, and in the meantime, we're just gonna have a nice talk here, the green team, and yeah, baby. So you can take over now.
Yeah. Well, first, that drawing looks really good.
Thank you.
I've seen Raging Golden Eagles campaign. It's looking really good. It's looking amazing, and best of luck to him. It looks like he'll probably be one of the ones up there with the funnest as far as funding is concerned. So that's really cool. Making CG grow, bringing more people from outside. So yeah, that's really neat. And so yeah, guys, we have a project in Indiegogo called the Grim Reaper. This one is actually the Grim Reaper 2. We have had launch in the past, the Grim Reaper 1. It was successfully funded. But now we are offering the Grim Reaper 1 for everybody who missed out on it as an add-on to the Grim Reaper 2. So you can get it as well and not miss out on the story and on all of that stuff. So yeah, you can definitely go back it. It's live on Indiegogo. We're doing great. We're at the 2K mark, and we still have 19 days left. So plenty of time to get it. We'll probably go in demand as well. So yeah, I'm very excited to see this project grow and reach more people. We have tons of really affordable perks and the great art by my wife. You know what I mean? I wrote this story, and I'm very proud of it. And I think it's a passion project that it has taken us far, as, in this CG community, and why not? So yeah.
Yeah, it's so cool to see now that there are so many like manga style CG campaigns. For example, Xenotype. For example, this Raging Golden Eagles one. Well, we also have like a mixture of manga style and Western style. So I'm so happy to see a lot of new people just getting into CG, backing for the first time these manga projects. That makes me just so happy. So let's see who's in the chat. I'm sorry that I'm all the time like changing this window. Okay, so we have, hello Whiskies, nice to see you. We have Ryan Miller Art, hello. And our dear Frogo. What's up, Froggy? Oh yeah, we have we have pending a show with Frogo and with my husband, in which we're gonna be talking a lot about the dreams. It will be called the Dream Stream. Frogo has a very nice insight into the lucid dreams. He has a couple experiences he wants to share with us. And well, here, some of you guys know that my husband, well, he has a special talent when it comes to writing. Can you maybe tell us something about it?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think everybody has their own different style when it comes to writing. But for me, the way I do it is I usually have an idea in mind. That it can come from anywhere, from any moment of inspiration. But usually when I go to sleep, when I sleep over it, I wake up with the whole idea in my head, like completely organized, and it's like these movies are playing in my head, even with their own soundtrack that doesn't exist in anything, and all these crazy situations are happening. And of course, in the dream, it's a little ridiculous, but when I wake up, I take the ridiculous part of it out and just leave the things that make sense. You know what I mean? You know, and I think it's really fun to play with dreams like that. I think, you know, I don't know where these ideas come from. I don't know if they're, you know, from my own mind, imagination, my subconscious, whatever it picks up throughout the day. But yeah, definitely dreams have a lot to do. They're a big influence when it comes to my writing and things I write and all the stories that I come up with. And same thing for general ideas. You know, I think that I don't know if it's, you know, there's always the physical part of it, right? You go to sleep, you rest, and when you wake up, you're recharged. And so I don't know if it happens to you guys, but when you go to sleep and you have a really good restful night, you wake up and it seems like your mind is sharper, right? Like you can, like you're more aware of everything, and you have good ideas. And I think there is some of that into play when it comes to writing. But also, I don't know, there's a lot that the mind tells us when we actually pay attention to it. And yeah, that's you're like a big antenna picking up these things from wherever they come from and just putting them into an idea.
Yeah, baby, but your case, like, you go to bed and you have no idea what you're going to write. You only have like a vague idea, like something about zombies, something about, I don't know, death, something about Greek mythology. But what? No idea. You always tell me, I have no idea. No.
Yeah.
You go to sleep and you have this perfect, like, everything makes sense and the concepts are deep. It has many storylines in the same story. It's a solid, dense story. That's not normal, babe.
Yeah, I don't know if it is or if it isn't. Yeah, because I can only speak from my own experience, and it's always been like that. And yes, yeah, most of the time I do not have an idea what I'm going to write about, or you know, or like you said, you just have a general idea of where I want to go with the story, or if I have something in mind. And usually during my sleep, I do kind of organize and arrange, you know, the story better, and then I just write it. And there's times where you feel like you're just possessed, you know, like you sit in front of the computer, you just start typing, and it's like something else takes over, you know, a different force, and it just starts writing for you, basically. And that's pretty much what I feel like happened with the spin-off that we are selling with the Grim Reaper. It was a moment of inspiration, and those moments of inspiration sometimes feel like it's not you who's doing it. You know what I mean? When I was writing down in particular, you know, I put on music that I really do like and enjoy. And I just wrote, you know, and I had no idea where the story was going. I had no idea what the story even was going to be about. I mean, I had a vague idea what the story was going to be about in my mind, but I just let myself just loose, you know, and just write whatever comes up. And I think it's probably one of the best stories I've ever written. Yeah. And like I said, it felt like someone else was writing it with my fingers. You know, I was just into the music, into the writing, and into the story, but almost discovering the story as I was writing, almost like a dream. You know, like the story was, my mind was making up the story, and at the same time, living the story as if it was watching a movie.
But baby, you are aware that that's maybe not how everybody writes, right?
I don't know how everybody writes. All I can tell you is how I write, and that's always been the case to me. You know. I've been writing since I was probably like, I don't know, 8 years old, 7 years old. I started writing these little comics that I drew, but as you know, I'm not a particularly good drawer or artist. And I was sell it to my grandparents, right? And they collected them for the longest time, but because they're kind of nomads, right? They're always changing houses, moving from one place to the other. I guess a lot of those short stories got lost, you know, the movings and whatnot. But yeah, I've been writing for a long time, you know, and for the most part, it's been like that. You know, you go to bed with an idea, or you wake up with an idea or whatever, and you just write it. You know what I mean? And I think in my case, I just let you know my imagination take over more so than my logic. And if the story doesn't make sense, will also be it, you know. But at least I get it out of myself, because a lot of times you got these ideas, right? You have these ideas, and you feel like if you don't do something with them, you know, you start to feel that build up of pressure, you know, like you gotta get them out somehow. And I think that's what happens with writing in general.
Where do you think those ideas come from?
Well, I'm sure that there are things throughout the day that you don't pay attention to, but your subconscious mind does, and they do get retained. There's conversations you overhear. There are maybe movies you watch and you weren't really paying that much attention. But a lot of times, even when you are not paying attention, your subconscious is. And it's like a sponge. It's a filter, really. It kind of filters out the things that you don't need for your survival, for your everyday life. But what happens with the things that you don't need, the useless things that you see out of the corner of your eye, or that you overhear, or the things that you just pass by and don't mind too much? Well, they remain somewhere else. And so the brain eventually makes a collage out of all those things. And I think dreams are a big part of that, of kind of like the resetting of the brain. But if you want to go through like the more mystical approach or whatever, there might be people who think that ideas come from someplace else. You just, like I said, this big antenna that just receives it and channels it. But I don't know. I don't know where it comes from. But all I can tell you from my own experience is that I have written my best stories out of these moments where I feel like something else is taking over, and I just let it go through me. You know what I mean?
Your first encounter with comics was in the army. I remember you told me, right?
Well, not my first encounter with it, but I would say that was when I got into it the most. Yes, I was, for the most part, I love writing. You know what I mean? In my childhood, but when I got to my teenage years, I just stopped caring too much about it. And I started getting more into sports, martial arts, all the stuff, right? And when I was in the military, I, as you know, had an accident, and I was bedridden for a long time and in a wheelchair. Well, I'm not in a wheelchair anymore, in case you're wondering. I can walk now. But during that accident, I was in a wheelchair for so long, and it was just so boring. But people kept sending me books, comic books, right? Friends and battle buddies and family members and all that stuff kept giving me books, and I kept reading them. I remember the first book I got was Marvel Civil War, and then The Walking Dead, and then a bunch of others, and I started reading them, and I got into it again. You know what I mean? And I started to build this passion and became, kind of rediscover it, because when I was a kid, I was big into a lot of comics, especially Hellboy, The Sandman by Neil Gaiman, and a bunch of others. But I kind of forgot that in my teenage years, and started going more the route of sports and things like that, right? But during this hard period of my life, I feel like comics kind of saved my life. You know what I mean? Because I was super depressed, super lonely, in a wheelchair. You know what I mean? But I had access to these universes and stories and characters, and they kind of help my mind, keep my mind occupied, and also heal me in a way, because I look forward to reading more. I look forward to life, and I think that's what it's all about. I think a life without excitement, without hope is really where you can lose your mind.
Yeah, I have a similar time. I always loved drawing, but in my teens, I just stopped doing it because I wanted to be a model. I wanted to be, I don't know, things that have nothing to do with it. And then, I don't know why, I got really depressed and I started watching anime again. And that made me so much happier. So I started drawing again. So would you consider sports like a distraction from your writing, or did sports teach you something that you use now?
Without a doubt. I think everything is important. Everything you learn in life is important, no matter what. And I think you need a balanced life. If you do too much of one thing, you can become obsessed with it, and it will consume you. And there's periods of time where you get so much into something that you almost have no time for anything else, right? But ideally, you would have a more balanced life in which you can fit everything in your 24-hour schedule, right? But that's not how the real world works most of the time, right? So yeah, there's been times where I've been super into what I'm writing and I don't do anything else but that, stop to eat and go to the bathroom or whatever. But there's been times where I have been able to balance it out and do a little bit of everything that I need to get done throughout the day and that I enjoy doing throughout the day.
But
And sports did teach me a lot, especially martial arts. And I think those values that you learn in martial arts in particular, I think they are priceless, self-control aspect to it, the confidence. I just wouldn't be the same person without that period of time where I was so big into sports. And now that I have learned those things, I can actually apply it to my writing, things like discipline, commitment, and things like that, things that you learn from sports.
here Frogo says, I used to type out my dreams on an antique typewriter. I lost my pages many years ago. There's one that's always stuck with me though.
Yeah.
There's a reason you still remember that one. I agree. Not time like the present to put it down to paper or to keyboard. Yeah, well, lots of people have these kind of experiences. So
yeah, absolutely. And I think I'm really looking forward to hearing what Joe's experience was regarding dreaming and lucid dreaming and things of that nature. I've always said, that inspiration comes from somewhere else, and to me, it felt like I said, like something else is taking over and doing the writing for you and giving you the ideas, feeding you the ideas, and you just kind of this channel that the ideas flow through. And if that's the case, then so be it. I'm happy to share these ideas with the world because when they come to me, in whichever form they come, they make me very excited and happy, and I want to share it. And that's why we write. That's why we create these stories. That's why we create these books. It's to share them with people, is it not? Right?
Mhm.
It's artists in general a little bit of
of course, every artist needs somebody to watch it. What's the point?
right.
Right? So, well, I have a question in mind, but now I forgot because, well, my watchers are very used to this.
You should write it down. You should write it down, and
Yeah,
you'll be surprised how much it helps you remember things.
yeah, yeah. It had to do something like with your way of like this color. So this is like consuming all my brain. Let me see what I can do with this to make it look better. Very golden. I would say that's accurate.
Looks good.
Okay, I'm back, baby. Welcome, Ryan. Welcome back. Yeah, hail everybody, hail.
Yeah, let's chat.
On my end, the video is freezing or getting choppy. Oh, sorry about that. It's back now. Yeah. Like if you're new in the channel, you also will have to get used to that. Yeah, I still don't know how to use the two screens at the same time, so I'm still working on it. And I also, I don't know, I still have to get used to work and talk at the same time.
Yeah. How's your experience? What do you think of the project in general?
Oh, I remember my question for you now.
No, you can't do that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's the first time I'm drawing stuff like this. I'm more used to drawing like manga, pure manga style. For example, this fan art I did, this is what I'm used to do. And I think it shows. I think it shows. However, the Green Reaper was a whole experience for me. Was something new. I never tried to do like Western style. It's still not 100% Western, but still, I try to do something out of my comfort zone. And even with all the crowdfunding stuff, there's a bunch of stuff to learn there. And yeah, like being married to the writer of the project, like it's an experience that it consumes all your time and all your attention, but it has been definitely worth it. Also, I don't know, baby, if you remember, when we just joined CG, that we knew nobody. And I remember that you started getting a lot of friend requests, and they even added you to a group. And everybody started, hell, John, hell, John. And you told me, I don't know what they say hell, but I'm going to say hell.
Yeah. You know, it's just, you go with the flow. It's like like that one thing with, like, have you ever seen the experiment with on the elevator, right? Where somebody goes into an elevator and everybody's just looking in one direction. You can't help it but do it, you know? So that was the same thing. Yeah, I remember my first time. I've heard about CG, and obviously it was very interesting to me because I see like how this decrepit mainstream entertainment is just pretty much just turning everyone off, right? And how everybody is so hungry for content, for good content, and for good entertainment, and for good products that you know, you look at the Fandom Menace, you look at Comicsgate, you look at Gamergate, right? And everybody's just so fed up with the mainstream that they seek it somewhere else. So I was familiar with Comicsgate, right? But to me, you know, I wanted to write all these stories. I wanted to showcase them and all of that. But we had no audience. Remember back when we started? I remember the first person that talked to me was Shay Zombie from Twitter, right?
Yeah.
And then came Jack Stroll, Joe Frogo, Nick, Tinfoil Hat Nick. They all started coming and being Daddy Duder from Japan. Yeah, they all started coming and being super welcoming to the groups, to the community. You kind of showing us you know, ways to showcase and promoting, you know,
and backing.
Yeah, it was a very, I don't know, it was a very good moment. It was a very cool experience to see that people who didn't really know you, you know, how would they trust you and still pouring money at you the way they did. And I know we're not like saying we made, you know, $1 million or anything, but you know, just think about it. Would you give money, any amount, to someone, you know, like that without knowing if they would deliver or not, right? So that definitely speaks volumes about the community, right?
Yeah, especially with all these lately there has been some campaigns that haven't fulfilled, which hurt the little creators a lot.
Of course,
creators.
Yeah, especially from people who are outside of the community, because you may know who fulfills and who doesn't, but if you come from somewhere else, right, if you just stumble upon it, then yeah, it's definitely gonna turn people away from Comicsgate. But fortunately, we are in the fulfilling business, as you all know. You know, we did fulfill our first campaign, and we are very eager to fulfill the second one. We worked hard on that. Remember, we worked really hard, and we strive to be, you know, those guys who fulfill early and who take care of their backers, because not only do we want the backers to come back and support us more, but we want to set the precedent that we do what we say.
Yeah, and also you are the mastermind behind all the creation of the Green Reaper lore and all the stuff. So what's next for the Green Reaper?
Well, without spoiling too much, I want to say that the Green Reaper will finish on issue number 3 with another spin-off, right? So there will be really 2 more books to look forward to after the 2 books that we just put out, with the 3 books rather. Green Reaper 1, The Curse of the Medallion, and the Green Reaper 2. Like, this is all part of the same universe, right? And then the Green Reaper 3 will be the end of the Green Reaper. I know we pretty much just became the Green team, the Green Reaper team, but and that's a label that can stick. It doesn't matter to me, but we have I have so many other different ideas, and you have so many other different ideas that we want to you know, launch. And
we want to do all of them.
we want to do all of them, right? So yeah, I mean, I don't care about being part of the Green Reaper team, but eventually we're gonna have to grow out of it too. And for the Green Reaper, what's next is gonna be last issue with the last spin-off, and then a hardcover copy of all a compilation of all the different stories. And it will be a good send off to the characters and to the story in general. So I look forward to that. I already finished writing the spin-off, and so all I have to do is just start writing the Green Reaper 3.
Yeah, like guys, maybe you find it a little weird that I'm asking my own husband what's coming on for Green Reaper 3. Like, I think I should make it clear, like the way we work, because we have a very unusual way of working. I don't think that everybody works the same way we do. Because look, we live together. We're husband and wife, and everybody has a lot of stuff to do regarding the project. So I am so busy with all the visuals, with all the Green Reaper 2 pages, that I don't bother John like for anything. We don't discuss the stories together. That's his job. He's, as I told you, he's the mastermind behind it. If he says I'm gonna do 200 pages, I draw 200 pages. You know, there's no question in there, because and he's the same with me. He never questions like my illustrations, or so we let each other be, and I believe that's why we can actually work, because it's not easy, like with the person you live with and that you know so much, that is your other half, to call it a way, to embark in a project like this, so time consuming, because it would be so easy to be arguing the whole day about the project, but we don't, because
we're busy people too. We're always working in something one way or another, but at the same time, I wouldn't know. You know, if you ask me what's gonna happen, I don't know. I just write it and we'll see where it goes. You know, so if you ask me what's going on for the Green Reaper 3, I tell you right now I have a general idea, but I have absolutely no clue how it's going to
And then the process, I know how it works. Okay, I'll go to sleep, wakes up, I got it. Beep, 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 beep. In one sit, it's done.
Yeah, you don't really take.
And you know, I'm a pain in the ass. I'm a huge pain. Yes, see how well done the concept is. Just questions that any reader will have in the story, and he can actually answer every single one of my pain in the ass questions. I try to fall or stumble or something. He does. His concept is perfect, and he just woke up. That's why I don't understand how it works, but if it works, hey, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, it's what it is, you know. So I don't have a clue yet what the Green Reaper 3 is going to be about. All I know is that it's going to happen.
It's going to be good. That I can tell you.
And no, I mean, I should say I do know what it is going to be about. You know, I have. You know, thematically speaking, the Green Reaper 1 was kind of this, you know, freaky Lovecraftian kind of horror type of thing, if you will. You know, it has some elements from like Frankenstein, so this kind of monster lore from old comics. Green Reaper 2 was a lot more comic book-esque, if you will. You know, there's a lot more action, a little bit more like superhero-ish stuff, if you will. A lot more Ghost Rider type of thing, if you will.
Action.
There was a lot of action. There was a lot of fun to write the Green Reaper 2. And for the Green Reaper 3, what I know so far is that it's going to be a love story, actually. You know, with all the comic book elements to it. You know, of course, it's going to be action. There's going to be the horror behind it. But I wanted to write not a horror story, but a love story, actually, because as we know, the Green Reaper has children. You know, so we had to find out who the mother of the children is and how that came out to be, and that's why the spin-off was written in the first place. And so yeah, if you want to find out what happens, you'll definitely back Green Reaper 2 with the spin-off, because the spin-off kind of tells you a little bit of the direction of the end of the story.
Yeah, I mean, I really like how you in first place you chose death, and with death, which is something that everybody hates and nobody wants to talk about, You write a love story, a detective-esque story, an action story with death. So that's weird. That's really weird. We have a few comments in the chat here. We have, I just saw your name a minute ago and thought it was pronounced very differently than the way you pronounce it in your intro video. I am sub though. Thank you for subbing. Thank you so much. And let me remember everybody, please subscribe to the channel. We're growing. We are a baby channel, a little egg channel. So help us, you know,
help us grow.
Help us grow. Yeah, I wanted to say something more poetic, like hatch.
Oh, all right. That's good.
I'm weird, sorry. Okay, then we have communication is critical in marriage.
Yeah, two-way communication though. Because when you have, you know, when it's one way, definitely not gonna work out. But and so to your question about death, you know, because I mean you were there, but the listeners and the people who watch this will not know why the Green Reaper, right? I was there was a time, right, where me and my wife were traveling a lot, and all of my friends seemed to start dying. Remember?
Yeah.
It started out
Horrible.
with my best friend. He got cancer and died. Another friend from work died as well from the same thing, you know. And then I should probably give you a little bit more of a background story. I was a boxing coach at some point, and one of my fighters had a son, and that son drowned in a swimming pool. And that was at the time, I think, when I went to the funeral, and I never seen anything so haunting in my life as, you know, a baby who died. You know what I mean? It was just very, I don't know. I don't think there's something more horrible, right? And I think this was the moment where the seed was planted in my head, you know, and it was to see my friend, the child's father, reaction to it. He was, honestly, I believe there was shock involved in his reaction, you know, but he was very calm, very collected about everything that happened, and I was very surprised. You know, in fact, one of our friends came to hug him, and crying, he tells him, you know, cry, you know, just cry, just let it out. You know what I mean? Like, we know you want to cry. But my friend said that no, you know, that was not the case. And it wasn't that he didn't care. Of course he cared. He loved his son. But he was so, you know, he had this, he has his faith, right? And he has this strong belief that there is an afterlife and that he will see his son again. And that is, you know, that pretty much just summarizes the experience with everyone's death. You know, everyone hopes that there is something after, right? But nobody knows, you know. And it's a tough challenge to deal with the fact that we know it's an inescapable fate, right? But you know, we don't actually know what happens after, and the fear of not seeing a loved one again, or even ceasing to exist, we don't know what happens, you know? And so death as a character, as a concept, as a, you know, it's a very interesting character to play with. You know, there is a lot you can do with this concept and with this character, and I think it came to me at the right time, right? Because I was, you know, I had all of these ideas, all of these books, but they were very superficial. But when that happened with my friend, right? Like I said, I feel like the seed was planted, and then it grew into the story that we've written today, because life experiences definitely inspire you for doing this sort of thing, right?
All right. So let's see the comments. We have more comments here from the chat. Thank you so much, Blessed. Just like my real name, people mispronounce my intended pronunciation, but I heart it anyway. I enjoy other interpretations.
Right.
All right. Hell, Ryan. I'm sorry, I have to go to my regular job now. Take care, and I'll check out the rest of the stream later. Okay, with this, thank you for coming by. Thank you for coming by. So yeah, we were talking about all these experiences that inspired my husband to write The Green Reaper. But then a lot more of ideas came out of that. So does that just happen organically, or what? How?
Well, I don't know. I feel like with the other stories related to this project, they stand on their own 2 feet. You know what I mean? For example, if you read the Grim Reaper one, it's not a sales pitch for the Grim Reaper 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to be the same way for Grim Reaper 3, where you have the same characters, but you have a completely different story that has a beginning, a middle, and an end, right? And it has an end. All of them are concluded at the end. I think that's very important. So all of those ideas are individual, right? Then the thing with the character, the Grim Reaper is, is a character you can place anywhere at any point in time, right? Like, for example, like Nick was saying the other day on his live stream, there is a scene where the Grim Reaper impales Vlad the Impaler, right? So you can play with this character and put him anywhere. We put it in Soviet Russia with Rasputin, not Soviet Russia, but what do we call it? In Siberia before the Bolshevik Revolution, we put him with Rasputin. He was the Red Baron of World War One. I'm sorry. We place him in any period of time, in any situation, and he works in all of it because, death is something that is present in everyone's life and in every character's life. You know what I mean? So, the stories they're all their own thing. Now, what I would say about the spin-offs though is because there's so much Greek mythology behind these books, right? That I feel like the explanation as to how the Grim Reaper came to be had to come from there, right? And so yeah, I think they did happen organically, especially the spin-offs and what they are about, because they were good connecting dots to the rest of the plot. You know what I mean? The overall plot. So yeah.
And I wanted to ask, apart from the Grim Reaper, death, and all this stuff, do you have more ideas, like different stories, different inspirations?
Different stories right now that I'm working in my mind, apart from the Grim Reaper. Yes, like we wanted to do the story that we actually met through, right? Remember those years ago when,
yes.
When I first hired you for a job, and then we ended up falling in love and getting married. I actually commissioned the story for you, and we never actually finished it. Remember? I
never read anything like that. The script you sent me, baby, that day. Wow.
Yeah, it was. I'm in its fixing, in its polishing, but once it's done, and I will be very happy to do that. So yeah, we're gonna actually launch that campaign, and it'll be a special time because that was the project that allowed us to actually meet. Right? So we'll do that, and I have another really cool story that kind of has to do with the fairy tale world, if you will, like old stories, like from the Grimm brothers or something like that. So yeah, there's
everything's green.
Everything's green. So there's a lot of projects lined up. I think it's gonna be a busy year next year. So.
Yeah, so after this campaign of Grim Reaper 2, we're actually thinking of doing something different, right? Before Grim Reaper 3, we're not that sure still, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Like it can happen. It doesn't have to. I just have these ideas I have to get out, and the problem with ideas is that as you grow and you become better, they become better, right? And the production of these projects takes a long time, right? And by the time you're in the middle of it, you get a better idea that it's better than the one you're working on, right?
That's the worst.
So yeah, and it might be too late to change it. So, but yeah, fortunately with Indiegogo, you can have many campaigns running at the same time. So that doesn't mean that you have to close one in order to launch the second one. But with all the ideas I have, and with all the talent you're showing that you put into these books, I feel like we could be something like Vinny Tartamella, like running 7 campaigns at the same time, not that I wish for you to never sleep like him or anything, but it's doable. It's totally doable. There's many ideas I have lined up and that I want to put out there, and yeah. So
yeah. By the way, baby, we have these beautiful books. Oh, you're in the way.
Yeah.
let me show everybody this. Okay. You two met through comics?
Yes, we did.
Cool, you nerds.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Oops. Yeah, we are a very nerdy couple. We met through comics. We met. He actually hired me for a project. Oh, here we have Tatsunami. Hello, welcome Tatsunami. Welcome to Eka Comics. Mwah. So nice to see you here.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah. And yeah, I was going to show you guys these amazing, really cool 2 books of The Art of Vinny Tartamela that I'm gonna be reviewing very soon. I promise. I have been promising I'm gonna be reviewing these beautiful books, but I'm too selfish and I'm keeping them all to myself. But I will show you guys.
All I can tell you is that the art is amazing, and actually, I should probably tell you guys that the quality of these books, right? You see the glossy cover, the really good hard stock. Vinny shared his printer with us, so our books have the same quality as his because we use the same printer, and it's an amazing printer. I promised him I wouldn't give it away which one it was because it's like a secret or whatever, but it's a really good printer. Reach out to him if you want to find out which one it is. And yeah, best quality, I think, out of all of them, right? I mean, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you some of some things. Like, I'm so happy with this. Look at the quality, like it's signed, and it's all mine. But no, the art is so beautiful. I'm gonna choose my favorite pieces from here. I'm not going to give everything away, but I'm gonna choose my favorite pieces and share with you guys with some of my insight as an artist about this. So yeah, keep watching. So I'm gonna do that very soon. Here we have the Green Reaper 1. Woo-hoo. This is our book, and this is us, White Cat Comics, the channel you are subbing right now, that you are doing. Click in this very moment to sub. Yeah, that's very same channel is this team that produces the Green Reaper, and yeah, this is us. Let me show you some of the pages.
A little younger.
A little bit younger and thinner and fitter. Yeah, the art is manga-ish. We have this comment here. Yeah, Vinny is amazing. Vinny is my bro. I love Vinny. We love Vinny. And he taught us so much about everything, how to be responsible, good creators, hardworking like him. You know, because you can have the best intentions and will to work, but if you don't know how to do stuff, you may be putting your efforts in the wrong place and mismanaging your energy. So Vinny was like the best guide ever, and he's such a nice guy. So yeah, you can back his project Through the Woods hardcover edition. We backed it, and yeah, I'm so looking forward to it. We're gonna to get it very soon. This is some pages from the Green Reaper. Look at the quality of the paper. Yeah, like there's something very anime-ish about the Green Reaper that I love. And I didn't I didn't use little colors. I used a lot of them, as you can see. And yeah, I think it's a very fun. It's still our first book. This is the first book we ever done. So there's still room for improvement, which we already have been improving a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm just so excited to show you guys Green Reaper 2 and the spin-off.
My favorite page right here, this one. My favorite page. It gives a lot away, but I don't care. Spoilers are good. They're good for you.
Yeah, the thing is that, for example, I spent a day inking and drawing and a day coloring. This time, I'm spending 3 and 3 days. 3 days penciling and inking and 3 days coloring. So yeah, it's taking much more time. However, it's looking so much better. Like, of course, the quality meets the standards in the first one. Of course, it's not a bad book or anything. But the second one, I'm dying to show you.
It's an upgrade. It's an upgrade for sure. In every way. In every way possible. In the writing, in the coloring, in the illustration. Yeah, I'm very happy to see it too. You know, like the thing is, I get to see the pages before you all do so. But
Wow.
and I can tell you right now that they look so much better. And the first book, they look great. They look great. They're good art. It's good art. But the second one,
let me share
yeah, sure,
with
sure.
my beautiful, sexy viewers a couple of the work in progress, because I think it's very mean to talk about something that I'm not showing them. Like, that's mean. That's just mean. So I'm opening here Manga Studio. I'm gonna show you some of the work in progress. Wait a second.
That's, by the way, that's
No, they are not seeing yet. Wait.
Oh, they're not seeing it.
Wait a second. I have to find it. But yeah, baby, don't be afraid to talk.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that we're also selling shirts with the design of,
Yes.
of the campaign. And
Oh yeah, and by the way, like, we already reached 2K, so that means that you're gonna get a free pinup with your purchase. And we have 3 different designs you can choose from that I'm gonna show you. Well,
yeah, a free pinup for everyone who backs or who has backed the Grim Reaper. They're usually like on the sexy side of things, right?
Yeah,
most
some of
pinups.
them.
Yeah, and some of them are more like action, whatever. But yeah.
Let me share screen. Yeah, there we go. Share screen. So this is Pandora. Well, this is not the finished version, actually. The finished version is hiding here. Yeah.
There it is.
But there, no colors yet. But look at this horrible face. Like, I can't say, like, look at this beautiful page. No, look, this is a horrible face. But as you can see, like, the level of detail is very different to Grim Reaper 1. Look at this. So yeah, we are constantly trying to, like, beat ourselves from the past and kick our own ass, you know. So yeah, I have to finish this. But the hair is the thing that takes more time. So yeah, I was showing you guys how you say, pinups. The pinups. This is one of the pinups. And the most requested one, for some reason, I don't know. Here we have Themis, one of the children of death, and here we have Lust, who is Asin, who escaped from Pandora's box, right?
Right.
And then we have this cool anime style, which is also the design of the T-shirt. You can get the T-shirt for $30. Here we have the T-shirt only.
And 2 people have claimed it.
Yeah, 2 people have claimed it. And then we have, well, Asriel. He's gonna be the 3rd pinup, some sexy stuff for the ladies. Or maybe if you're not a lady and you still like it, you can indulge.
We don't judge.
We don't judge. You can get anything you want. Everything's good. We're the Green family, the Grim Reaper family. So yeah, you're part of the family. And you can claim also my husband's sexy hairy legs as a pinup if you want to.
Yeah, why not?
Look at this sexy hairy stuff I get to.
It's fur. It's the fur, right?
Yeah,
It's the coat of fur.
It's very sexy, and it contains the Grim Reaper books in the box. Just arrived from the printer, so you can see that we fulfill and that we print and that we do what we have to do. So you should back it. And well, some of the art. Couple of preview. This is of course not the finished product, but it's some preview. Here are all our Twitter accounts, Instagram, everything.
You can follow us there.
Yeah, if you miss us, you can follow us there.
Go down and show my favorite page. Well, I mean, a lot of people say, go up a little more. A lot of people say that the Hell page, right? This page in Hell, where the Grim Reaper is rescuing Lust out of Hell and like pulling her out of there, it's their favorite. Now, I love this page. I really enjoy it. But if you go up a little bit more, I'll say that my favorite page that's not my favorite page. It's the one with the horse, right? Now, for those of you who don't know, the Grim Reaper one didn't have the horse, but this one we actually managed to put him in there, and now he has like the Horseman of the Apocalypse kind of vibe, and it's really, really cool. And I think that you did an amazing job with the art there. So.
Thank you, baby. Yeah, this is one of the neon colored illustrations. And here we can see this is an extract from the spin-off, which is anime style. This is the style is a little different here. I try to like emulate the animes we watch on TV, like with the little blur and the cell shading. And here we're actually seeing Rasputin, the Mad Monk of Siberia, who is a very good friend with the Green Reaper, because this is a very happy Green Reaper. Look, he's drunk, drinking some vodka with Rasputin.
He's having fun, having a good time.
Yeah, he's like any of us. Yeah, he's some pieces of the story, of the spin-off. The spin-off is my favorite. Like, I just love it.
Yeah, if you actually scroll through our page, you'll think that we are promoting the spin-off, not the Green Reaper 2, but there is both. And I think Joe Frog was talking about my peanut. And you can have it. By the way, just for anybody who's wondering, I was wearing pants, all right? You just can't see them because of the stupid box, right? And that was just a candid picture you took of me. Some people blew it out of proportion. I'm wearing pants. There's nothing. Nothing under the box.
I took that picture like, okay, so everybody's gonna see that we just got the books from the printer. We were like up in a cloud, so happy. I'm gonna take a picture of this moment and share with everybody. Oh my!
I'll tell you, but it's what it is. Yeah. No, and I think we have a good setup with the campaign, and it's been well received so far. And thanks to CG for all the support, of course, as always.
Yeah, and of course that doing this channel now, we decided to just go live and stream and talk to you guys and everything, because of course we wanna grow. Like we want more people to know the Green Reaper 2, to know us, to know our project, and we really appreciate and give value to the transparency and honesty, you know, just being ourselves, so you can know us and you can judge us like from your seats all you want, but at least you have our faces, our voices, our personalities. You know who we are, you know, because it's it's so much different, like just an icon in Twitter, you know, it's so much different. So yeah, like just showing up like this and interacting with you, because I just love how you comment and like and like you make a lot of feedback, and we love that. And I maybe I should stop saying that in every stream, but that's the truth. That's the truth. Like last night I uploaded, or no, today very early I think, I uploaded this Raging Golden Eagle fan art, and like everybody liked it a lot, and even Raging Golden Eagle answered, I would love to see it colored. So yeah, I'm just so happy and really appreciative of your guys' appreciation.
Right.
How do you pronounce that?
Yeah, appreciation. No, but yeah, seriously, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in and for commenting and for always pushing these projects. You know, if it's not the Green Reaper, then someone else, but we have to make Comicsgate grow and get more eyes on these projects.
Yeah, please subscribe to the channel. We are already 172 subscribers. I want to give some props to Joe Frogo and Chris Evans for helping me promote the channel, and everybody who promoted, who subbed, who commented. Thank you so much for being here.
And good on you guys for coming to the show. You know, I feel like promoters should get a lot more attention, because you guys do for free what would cost us a lot more. You know what I mean? And your work is extremely valuable to us, and it's very much appreciated how you push these projects just out of passion and out of love, just like us.
Yeah, and every single day of your lives you're promoting. Yes. You never rest, because there's always campaigns to promote.
In your own little ways, you know, like you take Nick, who wakes up every morning and the first thing he does is just drop those links, right? You get Joe Frogo, who just dances sexy until people back the books, right? You got Chris Evans, who's a little bit more quiet, but he's always promoting, always helping, always pushing. You know, you have Tompa, who always just tags it everywhere. So yeah,
also Mr. E from Captain Love, he's amazing. A lot of Yep, ahí estamos todos. Freeze.
Oh, I think we're back.
Oh, okay,
All
well,
right.
we froze.
Sorry about that. We
Something you also have to get used to when you watch our channel. I don't know why it happens.
I know we're supposed to have good internet here.
Well, yeah, they charge like it's a good
Like it's a good internet.
so it should be.
It's still Cox, all right. So don't expect to.
Oh no!
Don't worry, Froggy. We're back. We're back. Don't worry.
And I promised Joe Frogo that I was going to draw him as a hellish dancing sexy frog from hell.
That sounds hard, but entertaining. I want to see it.
Yeah. We're gonna have a few of our backers drawing the book who got the drawn in tier.
Yes.
We have 5 spots. We already sold 3, so only 2 left.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to be a part of the book, you can get the drawing tier
At a very affordable price, because you won't get that in any other project in any other book. Not to brag, but I think we have the best prices for what we offer, right?
Yeah, and talking about prices, let's have this talk, guys. We need to have this talk, okay? We have very affordable prices. It's very cheap. However, it's not going to be like that the rest of our lives because it's too cheap and we're actually like not making much out of it. So of course we're not gonna be working for free the rest of our lives. So the prices are gonna rise next campaign. So
But so will the page count.
of course.
So it will be
And the quality.
in the quality. So it will get definitely worth it. It won't be a huge bump in the price. It'll just be like your average standard CG campaign. But because so far we've had pretty much just the lowest prices, mostly because we kind of want to showcase and get our feet in the door. But yeah, I think we are at a point now where we can start selling these books for a little more, and the quality and everything is worth it. You know what I mean? It's definitely worth it. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, everybody, so I'm gonna wrap up right now. So thank you so much for tuning in.
Yes,
thank you for having our backs, and see you in next stream. Have a great day.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Hey, I'll come. Let's get